Hello. Alright, so the purpose of this video, or it's actually a series of videos, just gonna show you how to get sprites to talk to each other. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just gonna create a new program. Okay, so it's gonna take a little while, hopefully not too long. What's going on? Okay, there we go. Alright, so we can go ahead, let's go name this, we can call it broadcasting, I guess. We'll call it broadcasting. That's our project. Okay, so what I need to show you is just a little bit how the interface works. So this is our sprite, if you didn't realize. So this cat here is called a sprite. So what we can do is let's change the name of our sprite here. So this is the cat. He's not gonna be the rapping cat anymore. Let's just call him LeFou. Let's call him LeFou. Okay. And let's say we wanted to add a new sprite. So if you want to add a new sprite, you see here, if I scroll the mouse here, you can do certain things here. So if I'll click this add button, let's add a new sprite. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna scroll down. Let's use this duck. Okay, so and let's say you want to rename the duck, and let's call him Gaston. Okay, let's call him Gaston. And let's say for some reason you didn't like the duck, and you wanted to choose a different sprite. What you could do is you could delete this. So you see the trash can here. You can use X and then delete him, and then he's gone. But we actually want him. We need Gaston. He's important. And as you see later, we're gonna do a little thing with Beauty and the Beast and stuff. But anyway, okay, so let's try to change his position. So as you see here, there's an X and a Y axis. I'll kind of show you. Let's see. I'll show you that later. But you see this X here? Let's say I change it to like 110, and let's say I change this to 6. So if you don't know, if you don't remember from maybe your basic Algebra 1 class, what we have is this is actually an XY grid, and I'll show you. So let's say I just change the background. I change the background to an XY grid. So you see, let's look at the position of the cat. The cat is located at 0, 0, and the duck would be located at 110, 6, or if I wanted to, like 110, 50. We can drag these to anywhere we wanted to if we wanted to as well. But anyway, just for fun, yeah, I just wanted to show you that. I just put it back in the original position, 0, 0, and whatever. What did I say? 110 and 6. 110 and 6. Okay, so as you saw here, what I did was I changed the backdrop. So that's basically the background, just so you can kind of have some sort of idea what we're doing if we're changing things, and the X and the Y's. But let's go ahead and choose a different scene. I like this castle. Let's go choose a castle. Right. So what we can do is, like, let's say we could even put the food at a different position. Let's say we want to put him more on the carpet. You can put him at 0, -75. And the duck here, we can put him at like 110 and 110 and -30 or something. Okay, so now they're on the carpet. So what you could do with these sprites actually is you could actually have them interact with each other. So let's say, like, I'll just show you some of these. There's these blue blocks. They're called motion blocks. So what you could do is you can kind of modify these. So let's say the duck, and then so yeah, we're modifying the duck, and then if you click on here, you can see like it can it can either point towards the mouse, or you can have it just point towards the food if you wanted to. And then another thing that you could do is you can change the set rotation style. So let's say I were to click this. So if I click this, as you see, he's pointing towards Fu. Or like if you wanted to do like all around, basically what it does is that it kind of follows the direction of the sprite. So like left, right, it just kind of makes sure everything is like still kind of like, I don't know how to describe that, but just facing in their similar directions. But you can play around with this, and you can kind of see what you can do. But anyway, let's just do this for fun. Just wanted to show you that you can play around with the motion blocks. Okay. Okay. Another thing is we can also create our own sprite. So let's say like we don't like any of these and we want to create our own. So if I go down here, so this if I go to this part that says paint, this part that says paint here, I can go ahead and make my own sprite. I can even change the color if I wanted to. You know what? I like that purple. Purple's cool. Or something like purple. Okay, and let's say I wanted to draw something. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I don't have my pen thing attached to this, but it's just for the purposes of this video. There we go. So that could be another sprite. Let's see. Let's call him a villager. Let's call him the villager, and let's put his location at, I don't know, -175 and maybe like -1, somewhere over there. We can even decrease his size. So you see here, like he's kind of big. So if you guys remember like dilations in geometry, like the way this works is I can make this smaller. I can decrease it by maybe like 70%. He gets smaller. You know, I make him even smaller, maybe 60 or so. And then, like I said, you can even drag him around, so you don't even have to like follow the X and Y's. But let's just do it for now. It was a -175 and -125. Let's do that for now. Okay, so he's over there. Okay. Another thing that you can do with a sprite is you can also upload one. So let's see. So you see this up here. If I go down to all these little options here, I can upload a sprite. Let's just take say this guy. So Gaston's buddy. Yeah. So I did this here. I actually took a screenshot of this earlier. But anyway, we can make him smaller, just like I showed you earlier. Let's say we reduce his size by like 60%. I mean, not 40%. So 60% of the original image. Yes. Okay. So now that we have our sprites, we can go ahead and have them talk to each other. Okay. So sprites basically don't interact with each other unless messages are like sent through like broadcast, and when I receive event blocks, and I'll show you those really soon. I actually probably show you those in the second video. Or maybe I should, you know what, actually that's what I'll do. I'll cut off this video where it is, and I'll start off with the second video. But basically the idea of this is just to show you how you create sprites and rename them. Okay, let me know if you have any questions on this, and I will continue part 2 very soon. Okay, bye. Hello. All right, so this is the second part of the video. So like I said, the continuation of the first video is, let's say I want these sprites to interact with each other with broad and when I receive event blocks. So I'll show you how to do that soon. But before we do, let's have the characters say stuff. So let's see. So let's just start with so the purple blocks here. These they're look blocks, and basically what they do is they make the sprites do certain things. So, or like they control the appearance of a sprite. So let's say we start with LeFou, and then let's say he wants to say something. let's say we want him to say no. If we want him to say no, he's literally gonna say no for 1.5 seconds. Okay. Oh, wait. Did I forget to? I forgot to name him Gaston. Haha. You see, if you saw from the first video, I deleted the duck, but somehow I just forgot to name him. Anyway, okay, so he's Gaston. Okay, so, yeah, so we know LeFou's here, he's gonna say, no. Let's go to the villager. Now the villager will also say the same thing. He's gonna say no for 1.5 seconds. And we have, Gaston's, buddy, and he is going to say no for 1.5 seconds. Okay, so basically, if you click on all of these, he says no, and then the villager says no, and then the fool says no. Okay, now let's say we wanted them to all say it at the same time. So we can drag this thing. So when the green flag is clicked, we gotta make sure the green flag is clicked for all of these. So all these things here, so basically what's going to happen is when this green flag is clicked, everyone's going to say no except Gaston. No. So isn't that cool? Okay. So let's go and continue. So as you see as we're going here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create part of a song from Beauty and the Beast. You might know it. You may not have heard it before. Okay. So let's say he's gonna say something else, and then let's see where's the villager. Okay, so he's going to say ones, and then we have LeFou, and he's gonna say ones for 1.5 seconds. Okay, so no ones. Good. So yeah, so basically they're all working. They're doing what I want it to do. So now the next part, let's say I just continue the song. So let's see what comes after. Big like Gaston, a king pin like Gaston. Okay, and let's say I do that for 3 seconds. Okay, so as you're realizing, you're probably thinking like, oh, Mr. Chang, it's like, this is gonna take so long. Like, we gotta do this for all of these. So there's a little bit faster way to do this. Like, if you don't want to like type it out every time, you can also drag. You can also you can drag into like certain sprites. Just be careful where it's to look for the one that's shaking. So let's say I want to drag it into the villager, and then we also want to drag this script also into Gaston's buddy. Okay, so we have LeFou. Okay, so he's gonna say that. This we need to drag this here, and then we also need to drag this here, and it's going to say no ones big like Gaston, a kingpin like Gaston. All right, so the next part we would have is only LeFou. So LeFou, he sings his solo part after. It's very short, but after the crowd sings, then he would only say, no one's got a swell left in his chin like Gaston. And we'll say that's going to be for 3 seconds or so. Okay, so what that means is, yeah, he got his own part in the song. So no one's big like Gaston, a kingpin like Gaston. No one's got a swell clip in his chin like Gaston. Okay, so far it's working. So now what we need to do is we need to find a way to get to broadcast. Okay, so what we have is the way the broadcast. So what I mentioned here, there's a couple there's event blocks here. So there's a broadcast and there's a when I receive. Okay, but so if you're wondering, yeah, so what we need to do is we need to get LeFou to broadcast his message. So LeFou needs to broadcast his message so Gaston here, the duck, knows when to come in. So this is where we're going to use our broadcast. So broadcast here. So that means that LeFou is done with his part of the song. So we can go ahead and change this. So we kind of know what he's saying. So we can just say like, that's LeFou turn 1 or something. You can just call it something simple. LeFou turn 1. So that's to tell you, okay, so LeFou has finished his part. Okay. So now we need to go to Gaston. So as you see, LeFou is broadcasting his message. Gaston here needs to receive that message. So when he receives LeFou's message, that message, then we want Gaston to say something else. So let's see. We go back to looks, and then we could get him to say, let's see, as a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating. Let's see for 4 seconds. Okay, so let's see if it works. Let's go ahead and run it. So, no one's big like Gaston, a kingpin like Gaston. No one's got a swell cleft in his chin like Gaston. As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating. Okay, so it's working. The messages are a little bit scattered. We can fix that later. So, what we need to do is at the end of this, if you guys have heard the song, Gaston says his part, and then the crowd, so it'll be LeFou, the buddy and the villager, they would come in and they'd sing the last part. So what we need to do is we need to go back to our control block, event block. So what this means is, so we can say that, so broadcast. So now Gaston has finished his turn. So we need to go create a new one. We'll just call it Gaston turn 1. Okay, Gaston turn 1. And then what we need to do is we need to go back to each of these here. So now the next part of this, when they receive, so this part, it doesn't have to be attached to what you started with, but basically we just need to say like when Gaston finishes his message, then we need everyone to come in. So for everyone to come in, we can see my what a guy, that Gaston, and we can say for 3 seconds or something. Right. So what we can do is let's see. So I think this should work. So we can put this as the villager, and we can also put it as Gaston's buddy. Okay. So let's see. Let's make this a little bit nicer. Let's put this and make this a little nicer, and let's see if this wonderful thing works. No one's big like Gaston, a kingpin like Gaston. No one's got a swell cleft in his chin like Gaston. As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating. My, what a guy, that Gaston. Alright, it works. Alright, so, I'll fix it up later in the next video. There's just a little bit more that I want to show you with this. But that basically shows you how you would broadcast and receive. Basically, how you get the characters to talk to each other. Alright, that is it for this video, and I'll see you in the last part. Okay, bye. Hello. Alright, so this is the last part of having the sprites broadcast and receive certain messages to each other. Okay, so I know, yeah, last I said, well, it's not the nicest. We can go ahead and fix it up. Let's say we just put this guy, we'll put him here. And then you can play around with this. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Let's see. Hopefully they're not in the way. Let's see. Maybe we'll put LeFou here. Let's see. Yeah, we can move the duck a little bit to the right. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Okay. So I'm gonna move this just a little bit to the right just to modify it, and then you can hear Mr. Chang sing No one's big like Gaston, a kingpin like Gaston. No one's got a swell cleft in his chin like Gaston. As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating. My what a guy, yeah, Gaston. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, but all right. So what I want you to do is you can do this. You can play around with this even more. So I can kind of show you. So last thing I have for you guys is remember. So I also attach this document. I mean this web page here for you to look at. So just a lot of different ways to broadcast. Basically, what I showed you was this here. Just an example of this is your basic example, but it shows you how you would get two sprites to talk to each other. Yeah, so if I go all the way down, you can experiment more. You can see how broadcast without waiting works. You can see how broadcasting with waiting works. You can see a chain of you can make a chain of certain broadcasts and so forth. Yeah. Okay. But as you go through your program, you might realize, well, you might run into some errors, or you might not. So it might be good. It might be a good idea to just go back and check your work to see what you possibly have done wrong. But just to get things, just to make sure you know what is expected, your goal for this particular project is to create at least two sprites, give them each unique names, and make them have a conversation. So you want to also make sure that you're using the broadcast and when I receive event blocks at least once. Okay, that is it. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions. Okay, bye.